There we are. Aloha.
Aloha.
Welcome. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Good morning. It's very early here in Hawaii. Aloha, Selkie. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you to my co-host, Jonathan.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's early. I had I had to make some coffee.
Yeah. I'm working on mine too. I came prepared.
We're up before the dawn.
We are up before the dawn, and we're up before the trash trucks too.
Right. And
so I had a couple of interesting things happen as I was preparing to come on today. I have a new candle that I cranked on the candle. It has 4 wicks on it, and I lit 2.
Oh, wow.
And I went to primp in my dressing room, and when I came back out, 3 wicks were lit. And just in case I needed to, I have the standard RWS here, and I went to do a little smudging over the flame, and as I mixed, some cards started to fly out, and I grabbed them, and one card flew so far I couldn't get it, so I picked it up, and it was the Page of Cups.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
I have the Illustrious Tarot today.
Lovely. Selkie says it is 16 p.m., so that's like 4 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That works out well then for UK to do this. Cool. I have a friend. She may be at work this time of day, but I have a friend, Claire Chilvers, who's a really talented tarot reader, and she writes the most beautiful descriptions in Forever Conscious. So I'm going to have to give her some elbow nudges.
Get her on.
Yeah, I think she may be at work that time of day, though. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so Jonathan has Lustrous Tarot. I have just in case. But I thought it would be nice to do a little grounding before we get rolling. And so I will be more than happy to lead us through that one. So let's just close our eyes and take a little time to slow down and connect with ourselves. So a couple of nice, relaxing breaths. As we turn inward and we reach out to connect with our heart space, where all our love resides. We see a bright green light in our heart space. And as we focus on that, it expands and grows and fills our entire body. So in that space of love, we're going to reach out to Mother Earth. We'll send our energy through the soles of our feet on our next exhale. So gather that energy up and take a nice deep breath in and out. Mother Earth, here's our call. And from the center of the earth sends her unconditional love up through the soles of our feet, past our ankles, up our legs, past our knees to our hips, fills our bellies, comes up our trunks and fills our lungs to our shoulders, spills down our arms, past our elbows to our fingertips, fills our neck and throat, and the top of our head. Now we feel that unbroken connection to Mother Earth. We breathe her in and we send our love to her as we breathe out. So let's turn our attention to Father Sky now, and we'll send our energy through the top of our head to Father Sky to balance ourselves with the heaven and earth. So gather that energy again. Take a nice deep breath. And out. Sending that energy up, up, up to the heavens. Father Sky hears our call, sends down his wisdom and patience through the top of our head, down our neck, and through our throat to our shoulders, down our arms, past our elbows to our fingertips, continues down our spine and our lungs and our bellies to our tailbone, past our hips and now knees, on down our legs to our ankles and the tips of our toes. Now we feel that unbroken connection to Father Sky. We breathe him in and we send our love to him as we breathe out. The Mother and the Father meet within us, and in that beautiful bright green light of our heart space filled with love, we say our clearing prayer. Mother, Father, Goddess, and God, we thank you for your presence with us now as you are with us always. We ask that any negative energy in our spaces be gone now to the light and its highest good, and that any teachers or guides that come to share their wisdom with us do so now in the beauty way only. We believe and trust in the truth and power of this moment, and so it is.
And so it is.
That's better.
Oh, hi,
And,
Ginger Faye.
Hi, Ginger.
Faye at work. Have a happy.
Peekaboo. Thanks for popping in.
This is appropriate.
Oh, how lovely. Oh, that's beautiful. And there's Red Bean. Aloha, Red Bean B. Thanks for popping in. You're here just in time. We just finished a little grounding. And
Jamie Kelly popped in. Off on the pet shop.
Okay, aloha. Great beginning. Just popping in to say, I hope you both have a great live together and a wonderful day. I'm off to hop on the vet truck for the day. Be well. Oh, Jamie, I didn't know you were a vet. That's awesome. Thank you so much for saying hi. Have a good day.
She's a vet tech.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Selkie. Don't
forget to take it easy, Jamie. I know you're still healing.
Yeah, no lifting St. Bernards today. No wrestling livestock today.
No.
Cool. So if anyone has a question, we could pop in. And while we're waiting for that, Jonathan, would you like to give us a little something for the day? Little thoughts to hold as we go forward?
Yeah, let me pull 3 cards for the day for us. Let's see.
I kind of feel like my deck is chattering to me. That I may pull 1 card. Already the giggles. We don't want nothing like the paradise thing. I did your paradise spread for a friend of mine the other day. She was like, finding my paradise. And I'm like, yeah, you just wait, girl. And sure enough, it's consistent. It really calls. Okay.
You can't find paradise unless you get those other things under control. So.
Jamie says, yeah, hang on. Hang on, where did it go? It didn't come. I have an apprentice with us today. He will be my legs and strength. Much loves. Awesome. And okay, so Selkie, I saw your question, and as soon as we get our little general here, our thought for the day, we will go forward.
The jumper was the sun. That's why I giggled. Right.
Oh, nice.
Happiness card. Hold it a little closer for you guys. I just love the artwork here. They really did a splendiferous job. Then the next one we have is Queen of Wands. I love that dichotomy of the sunflowers matching up. So
what do you think? Tell me what your vibe on the Queen is today. Oh, isn't that funny? I had a jumper. Are you ready? Drum roll, please.
Oh my goodness. I can really see the difference between
The
the two.
difference. Yeah.
The color is so rich in mine, and like the a little more 3D, huh?
Yes.
So the
aloha, Kristen. Thank you for coming.
Jumping out at me, especially with the sun jumping, and you getting the Eight of Cups again, just reiterates what I was seeing here, and that is like we're all searching for happiness right now, right? We're all like kind of wondering where we're going to find happiness in the day and age that we are living in. And I see with her holding the sunflower in her hand is that we have to make our own happiness, right? And we can't be like constantly searching for it. Trying to find it, it's not gonna happen. We have to create it and find it within. So that's the message for the day, is find that happiness within, because it's not, your sun shines from the inside. It's not something you can find outside of yourself.
Oh, that's awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. And of course, my little jumper. Oops.
Well, and it just reiterates what I was seeing in this.
Yep. Right? It really flew too. There was no mistaking. It flew.
Well, yeah, the same with this one. It just like popped right out and like landed in front of me. I'm like, okay, you want to be the first one? Go right ahead.
Yeah, and so for those who just popped in, I had a jumper. I was clearing my deck over smoke, and I had a jumper while I was mixing, and it was the Page of Cups. So that kind of works with all of that too. Oh, nope, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry. It's this one. Every time the scroll moves, I lose my place. So Selkie was our first question. Oh, wait, Jamie has another message. I'm off to create some happiness then. Nice message to start the day. I had to wait for Jonathan to read. That's awesome. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie. Love you too.
Red Bean says, look within ourselves. Absolutely. And Selkie says, I love the sun. Yeah. And Kristen said small crowd today. So yeah, get your question in, Kristen. We're taking questions. So Selkie is up first. Will my neighbor be leaving soon?
Is this a neighbor you like or a neighbor you don't like?
The first thing I heard instantly was not soon enough.
Actually, that's funny because I heard the same thing.
Okay. Let me just tune in and see. What is this neighbor's name, Selkie? Or if you're, I don't know if you're at liberty to say, but type in even a single word that is how the word that you hold for them. Type that into the description box for me.
Interesting here.
Okay.
So first card I pulled was Justice. Then I pulled Page of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Cups. So there's definitely some bad blood here. Selkie is seeking justice. There's something with the garden, something up with the garden. Are you guys fighting over a garden space? Because I'm feeling that.
Or it could just be like the shared boundary, the shared border between the two of them is that energy. I'm going to really encourage you to keep your head down and mouth zip, to literally practice avoidance as much as possible.
Exactly what you said is right here in the image.
Yeah. Keep your head down, mouth zipped, avoid as much as possible. which
in flats. Okay.
In flats.
Yeah. So it is
the boundaries,
shared boundary.
The shared boundaries. That it may take a little bit longer for this person to go. I'm gonna guess. Yeah. I'm hearing 6. I'm hearing 6, and I'm taking that as 6 months. It doesn't feel like 6 weeks because the first thing was longer. They'll be there longer than you would like. I'm getting like 6 months. This person has some financial issues that's impeding their progress, and that's part of
this.
That's part of why they're so agitated. You're going to be rewarded. That when this situation resolves, there's going to be a neighbor that steps forward. And I'm not sure if it's the one who comes into that space or if you're moving to a different space. But there's going to be a person that steps forward that's very compassionate and is actually very good with clear communication, that is also motivated to make to smooth the way, make some inroads for peace within the community. That you're not the only one that this person is affecting, and it may be that when they're gone, that this person that steps forward is one of their other bordering neighbors that will step forward with some information and some sharing that they were afraid of reaching out to other people while this person was still in place.
And I just to reiterate that keeping your head down, I think, is specifically to keep you out of litigation, because the first card that jumped out was justice. So don't let things escalate.
And somebody is telling me there's a possibility that this person will be evicted, and it may be the reason why it's taking so long for them to go. That I don't get the feeling they're particularly bound to this living situation for whatever reason. It's not that there's any kind of sentimental or emotional tie to the place, that they're there because they're there. But there's something going on behind the scenes, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's more people than yourself involved in the background, but that everyone is afraid of coming forward.
That's interesting you say that, because I just looked at the shadow card and we get the Empress here. So it's being able to realize that, like, you get to control the situation. You get to control how you react to the situation. And you don't necessarily have to mother this person, right? They can just let them do their own thing. They will be gone soon enough. Because if you do get involved, I just see grief at the end of the road here. So, all right.
Oh, so your guides? No, whose guides is this? Okay, this is. I'm getting a collective that represents the apartment or the building. And the advice from them is freeze them out, surround them in an igloo, in a spiritual, energetic igloo, and just wrap that around their shared walls. And this is it's not a negative thing. It's by surrounding that person in ice, by cooling them down energetically, it will help cool them off. That this is somebody that's running really hot, and doesn't really know any other way to be. That this is a person that's just the way they're wired for whatever reason, whatever their experiences are. This is a person that likes to run hot. Well, not likes to run hot. They don't know anything else.
I have a suggestion as well. If you have a small hand mirror, place it on the shared wall facing his space. So not facing outward, but facing him, so that all his energy gets reflected right back at him. And I had a friend of mine do that because their upstairs neighbor was making their life a living hell. And they put a mirror facing up, and within 2 weeks, the people were gone. So
yeah, that's some very good advice, Jonathan. Thank you. That's a great reminder. And yeah, ice, ice, baby, as the song says. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take this down. If there's anything else, did I miss a question anywhere? Did anybody have a question? Nobody else has a question yet. So, new moon's coming up. And so, yeah, pop in a question, guys. But new moon's coming up. And I know this last full moon, I did a pretty big intention. Kristen's got. And I am planning on doing a pretty good intention setting for the new moon, because we also have this big energy with this conjunction and moving from earth sign to air for the next 200 years or something. Okay, a few full moons ago, I had 6 days where I predicted all my card and rune pulls. Was this a statistical fluke or something more to it? If there is more to it, why have I not had a streak since?
So I have a story that goes for this. When I was in college 20 years ago, one of my teachers was a Zen priest, and he talked about reaching enlightenment. And he was talking about how everyone thinks, oh, you reach enlightenment and then that's it, you're just enlightened. And he said, no, I've reached enlightenment probably 6, 7, maybe 8 times. It's this moment of like being completely connected, but it doesn't last. So that is what you were having there, was this connection. And so you were basically enlightened in that time. And, you know, those things, they come and they go. It's just like the tides. Sometimes you're like just plugged in just right. And other times you're just a little off. So don't think of it as something that you'll never have again. But at the same time, it's one of those things that can be pretty rare. So, you know, don't despair. Just try and reach that same Zen space that you were able to achieve. What was it? A few full moons ago. So.
And also, if you are if you are in your spiritual path, if you are looking towards deepening your skills, your intuitive skills, and you're questioning how deep are my skills? How far can I go? That is your team showing you what's capable. Mm-hmm. But what ends up happening, because like Jonathan says, it comes and goes. Once we get past this, oh golly phase, then we start to question, was that real? How did I do that? Can I do that? I've never done that before. Will I ever do that again? When
was that my imagination?
Was it sheer coincidence? Right. Once the three-dimensional side of us comes into play on that, then it feels like we've lost it. And it's not gone anywhere. It'll be back. Those synchronicities will come and go. They will come and go. It depends on your intention for this lifetime, how deeply down the rabbit hole you're to go. But it will absolutely come and go. The synchronicities, they're a blast, man. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Just go, that's my life. That's how I roll.
She says she's a skeptic by nature.
Yeah. Right? I know. I'm a skeptic too, man. When I meet a new channel or psychic, yeah, I'm like, well, let's see what you got. Yeah, and I'm one. And people do the same for me, you know. They meet me and they're like, oh, what do you know? Read my mind. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I can't read your mind. Yeah.
Right. Or it's like, who's around me?
Yeah.
Right now.
Who's my spirit guide?
Right.
I should have a pat answer like Paul Bunyan. And let us know, Kristen, if you have any follow-ups with that, and we'll keep rolling here. Selkie says, I keep myself well out of his way. Thank you so much. It is the light of the tunnel. Love to you both. Oh, good. And Silky, reach out if you're feeling if you're feeling a time when he's kicking up, when there's a dust up. Reach out and just message somebody to send some vibes, to help strengthen that igloo. And also, we'll wish him the best too. Let's hope that this person finds their way out of their pain.
Right. Out of their darkness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. We get to doubting ourselves, don't we?
Although I do find it funny that you and I never had that with each other. We're just like, oh, it's you again.
I know. I love to tell that story of standing the day I met Jonathan, the owner of the wellness center, that we were on opposite sides of the space. And it's not that big, but big enough. It would take 10 paces to have reached you. And he introduced me to Jonathan, and I was like, Wizard.
The funny thing is, when I saw you, I was just like, oh, kindred spirit.
Yeah.
Like someone I need to sit down with right now. But the funny thing is, we never did sit down together until my class.
Yeah. Which is why I wanted to take your class. Plus, I needed to learn how to read the cards, and we know. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so perhaps the cards can give me 3 activities for me to do over my holiday break. 3 weeks to try to increase synchronicities. I know Jonathan has suggested journaling. Yeah. Oh man, that is always my go-to. Journaling is the bomb. Because I was really lucky. I had a mentor for about 1.5 years who was involved in the publishing of the original textbooks of Course in Miracles. And he said, all that is required of us, the only thing that is required of us is a pin dot's worth of willingness. So if you imagine taking a pin and poking a hole in a piece of paper, that's the only thing that's required of us, a pin dot's worth of willingness. And he also taught me, if you're asking the same question over and over and over again and not getting an answer, you're not asking the right question because the answer already exists. So imagine ourselves finding our way to our answers. So by sitting down with a blank page with a pen or pencil in your hand and writing the question of, is there anything I need to know right now? And that is the pin dot's worth of willingness right there. And if anything follows it, it could be diaper rash, Great Dane, pancakes. It doesn't matter. Just write it down. Don't question it.
Right. I have to show you, Kristen, the cards that I pulled for you. So we got the Page of Pentacles, followed by the 10 of Swords, followed by the Page of Cups.
Which is what I got. That was my jumper when I was cleaning my deck.
Well, if you look, the horizons in each card line up perfectly with each other. So for me, it's like, so it started with this card, right? So this is you being very centered in physical reality, right? You have these thoughts that kind of drive you down, actually, like kind of almost take you out. And on the other side of those thoughts, you get the Page of Pentacles, which is your connection to the unknown, your connection to the subconscious. So it's like you have to get through those thoughts that cut you down in order to get to your psychic intuition. So the message here for me is every time you get those like skeptical thoughts, which, it's great to be skeptical, but at the same time, don't let them cut you down. So focus on the physical, ignore the thoughts, and get to that point where you can listen to your subconscious without the thoughts blocking you. So this image is just so powerful to me.
And the 2 pages are looking towards each other, yeah?
Right. It's like you want to have that connection. Both sides of you want that connection. It's just thoughts that are halting. That's like basically building a wall between you and your intuition.
And the synchronicity, again, is there in 3-dimension physicality. If you remember in the beginning of the conversation, I said as I smudged and cleared my deck and was mixing, I had a jumper that flew out so far. I had a bunch of cards, and I grabbed them, but one flew so far I couldn't get it, and it was the Page of Cups. So there's your synchronicity again.
You don't need to torture yourself. You already do.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah. See, I just see those swords as a wall of thoughts blocking you from that water, that intuition, that like deeper connection.
Yes, I need to be intellectual, block my openness. We can be balanced, we can do that. We absolutely can do that. I say it's like having one foot on either side of the line between the third and fourth dimension. And that balance, it's not something that you pick up that naturally. We tend to be one or the other.
Right.
I don't want to call it effort, but for me, it's been... It was a long path for me to get to where I felt more comfortable straddling that line.
I mean, I had some time in my life where I pushed the spiritual completely aside. I'm like, that's all make believe, and I got to be in the 3D world because that's what's real. And I've never been more miserable in my life.
Exactly. I have done the same thing, picked it up and put it down countless times. Nope, I'm going to go into the medical field. I'm going to open an IRA. I'm going to invest and buy real estate. Yeah.
Right.
I only last a year, whether I'm on one side or the other. I can only do a year in one dimension at best. Hi, Jilly.
Good morning, Jilly.
And Asta has a question. So let's pop that up. I'm going through healing, but I don't really feel that I am moving forward. I just want more and more solitude. I don't know if it will get better. That is your healing. That is where to go.
As soon as you popped that up, I got like dizzy. I'm wondering, are you dealing with like vertigo issue, Asta? Because I got like ringing in the ears and dizziness as soon as that question popped up.
I'm getting so strongly that some alone time is necessary for the healing. Hi, Apurva, and hi. I don't know. Ratnaker. I know in the Pearl world that would be Naker, but and yes, we are doing a reading for Asta, and we'll be right back to the chat here in just a moment, gang. Hang on. I'm getting that if you're a very social, outgoing person and you're accustomed to networking, you're accustomed to being around a lot of people, that whatever path that you're exploring at this time, that
she just confirmed, or they just confirmed
that that distraction is keeping you from your goal. If you're surrounded all the time by a lot of people and a lot of activity, and they're hearing talking like a crowded place, like a party or a bar, or a nightclub, talking and energies all around you, that is a barrier to where you need to go.
She says that she's got ringing in the ear, just like I heard.
Okay.
So I got the
and nausea, yes.
The moon, and the 8 of Swords. So this is telling me you need to get back in your body. There's some disconnect between you and your body. There's this strong like illusion of what is going on for you, and you're feeling trapped by it all. The thing I just keep coming back to, though, is this Ace of Pentacles. You need to ground. You need to find space for yourself, and you just need to get back in your body. I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah, just as you said ground, in my head I was saying that I could hear somebody saying that she's trying to connect so hard that's where the nausea is coming in, and this kind of this kind of swooning kind of thing going, that there's so much effort going on here. Okay, so there's a caution that I'm not sure how in tune you are with your empathic abilities, but being surrounded by all the people, the talking and the energy that's interfering for you, and then trying to go this way too, that is not there. You can't cut yourself in three pieces.
That's
the grounding.
Why this is happening, right? You're feeling trapped. So yeah, you need to ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to listen to your intuition, but don't let your illusions disguise themselves as your intuition. That's definitely what I'm getting here.
And to be very aware of putting up your psychic bubble when you're out in crowds right now. And that's even Christmas shopping. If you're going out shopping and you're in any place where you're out in public and there's people around, to absolutely, yes, put your psychic bubble up.
Yeah, you definitely need that psychic bubble, especially crowds. I know for myself, I'm so empathic that if I'm in a crowd, I start feeling overwhelmed and nauseous. Oh, she just said that. Yeah, sometimes very intense, empathetic energy makes me nauseated. And then the shadow card I got was the Four of Cups. So don't be so focused on what's in front of you that you're missing something that's being offered to you. I think another healing is being offered to you. So
very nice. So I have a book on Kindle that does a lot of talking about this kind of process, and I forgot to put any of that in the description, and I didn't put your links in there either. I never remember to. I always put it on the hind side, so I'll go back in there. Yeah, I get it. So find a little grounding ceremony that you enjoy. It should be something that feels playful, because the more enjoyable, the more playful it is, the more you're going to want to spend time there. So I would encourage you to noodle around on the web and YouTube and find something that you connect with.
I just heard she needs black tourmaline.
Oh, there you go. That'll help. Yeah, you can check out, my book is called You Are Gifted, and it's all about this process, because I spend a lot of time in session work with folks that are going through a process like this. And I'll put the link up, but it's called Are You Gifted? And you can go check out a sample. There was another question up here, and now I've lost that. Let me find. It was, there we are. Can I get a reading? Retnecker says, want to know, where is my relationship with Y going?
Okay.
I'm going to join you.
So I'm going to pull one card for R, one card for Y, and then the final card is the relationship. So Ratnaker is very patiently waiting for the harvest, right? Just patiently waiting. Y is the Queen of Cups, right? So Y, they are very emotional. They're trying to control their emotions, keep the lid on the emotions, right? But the situation here, we have Two of Cups. So I think you can just be patient. Y needs to get in touch with their emotions, and eventually it will lead to you guys actually being together. I mean, this is very much the romance card in my book. So, but the shadow card that I got, which is kind of a warning for you, is the Eight of Cups. Like, don't push. Let Y come to their understanding in their own time, because if you push too hard, Y is going to want to just walk away. So.
I will show you the cards that I pulled, and I'm really hesitant. I was going to pretend I forgot to pull it, and that's the card that was asked, and the shadow card I got was
Death reversed, huh?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, so it sounds like this seems like more like an internal conflict with Rodnacker is what I'm getting, and they're fearing that things won't change, right? And that's where this comes in, that like, I'm still waiting. Is it worth waiting anymore? I'm just stuck waiting. That's that conflict.
And the pushing will lead to conflict, most definitely.
And will lead to Y walking away, because Y is the one that's really in charge of their emotions, right? So don't push too hard. If you are able to just wait it out, this is the final outcome. So,
and I'm getting to prioritize some happiness for yourself and to go out with friends more if you're able to. I don't know what your COVID situation is where you are, but if you are able to get out and spend time with friends in a completely unrelated type of situation scenario, to do that, to enrich yourself. And here we have.
Hi, Bookbite.
Hi. Thanks for coming. Yes. Oh, and Asa, thank you. Thank you. Check it out. Check out the book. Let me see if there's any questions above. I don't think so. But if anybody has another question, or if anybody needs some more feedback, we have lots of time here on this. And
Angie.
Hi. Hello. Welcome. We're taking questions if you have any questions, if you'd like a reading. So in between this time, I'm going to redirect us back to the upcoming new moon and this big conjunction deal going on about moving further into the age of Aquarius.
The solar eclipse.
Solar eclipse, moving out of the earth sign, moving into an air sign for an extended period of time. Hooray! Let's hope the earth will have a chance to heal if we're moving away from the industrialization, even just a little bit. That would be great. So yeah, what are some new moon intentions? If anybody has thought about this yet, I think about this all the time. I know my life has gone in a complete redirection. I have gotten confirmation that I will not be called back ever to my Muggle job. It's not going to happen.
I got caught with that reading.
I know. Everybody's been telling me that. I've asked everybody the same question that I finally quit asking because they all said the same thing. So I'm not going back. So yes, I'm reinventing again at the tender age of 60. Yeah, throw it up there. Yeah, so I'm reinventing again at the tender age of 60. Hallelujah. So, and we're coming into a new year, and in America, we're coming into a new way of operating, we hope. So what are some intentions? Have you thought about this? Are you guys into setting intentions on new moons? Selkie says, I am Aquarius, feels so good. Nice. So yeah, Angie, go for it.
I think she probably typed it. It takes 20 seconds after they post it for it to up on here. So there's a little lag on our side.
Yeah, so I think one of my intentions might be to find a fulfilling job in the Muggle world that is more in alignment with what my soul purpose is. And my alignment with soul purpose is not exactly in sales. It's not exactly trying to convince someone to buy something. If that were true, I'd be one of those annoying people on Facebook chattering about my booklet. And that is not me. So that's going to be one of my intentions.
And give me regarding someone I met recently.
Cool. So what messages can you give me regarding someone I met recently named Lewis? Oh, Silky says she's 60 and it's a great year. Well, yeah, it's... Oh, man. Okay, so Angie and Lewis. I'm going to...
That's a rapid movement. So I got the Three of Wands, which is, thinking about moving on to greener pastures, starting something new, right? And then I get the Eight of Wands. Let's put this in order too. And finally, the Knight of Swords. So it's like you're thinking about it, and then it just goes into action and just keeps on going. So, and the interesting thing here for me is that the Eight of Wands and the Knight seem to be clashing a little bit. Lots of rapid movement into each other. Oh.
I'm just full of good news today.
Right.
When you popped up the wands, the 8, it was going along with what I was getting to, this rushing, a lot of energy coming on strong. But perhaps this is a person who is more adept with sprinting than has staying power.
That would be the Knight of Swords here. Well, it's interesting too how the wands kind of like blend with each other. I think the wands are Angie just kind of like doing their thing and then suddenly like rushed into things. And here comes Lewis charging in without thinking. So, there's lots of rushing here going on. So I think that you need to take your own time, Angie, right? Ponder for a while. Don't get rushed into things. Distance, so that makes sense for this card too.
I keep getting the same thing, that this is a person who is really good on the front end. This is someone who's great at opening a conversation. This is a person that knows how to get people on their team. That's just part of who they are, and there is a lot of energy coming.
But he doesn't stick around because he's got to move on to the next thing, next thing, and the next thing, and the next.
Yeah, and I'm getting that it's not even necessarily that he's like the serial relationship person or multi-dater or into polyamory. I'm getting that this is just this person's nature. This is something that expresses themselves in multiple aspects in their life. A lot of fun to be around, good experience, every possibility, but perhaps not super deeply emotionally entrenched quickly. Give them time. Give them time. Yeah, give them time to show themselves.
Right. Well, and I just keep coming back to this, is like he rushes into everything without thinking. always rushing from project to project, and how many of those projects does he actually finish? So, and I still can't get over this, like how the energies seem to be clashing here. So both of these are about movement and like rushing into something, but it's like they're clashing at the same time. So I think slowing it down and just letting it take its time, you'll see things as they really are instead of rushing into it.
I think with me getting the pentacles, I think that's him. I think he feels like he's on the outside of great things and is not able to get into them. That may be why he's going to the next, to the next, to the next. He comes and kind of tests the waters, but it's within himself that he feels the separation from what he's seeking.
Right. Well, and the Five of Pentacles is all about like a certain mindset that keeps you there versus like seeing that, oh, look, if I just go into this building where the light is pouring out, I could get the help I need or the prosperity I'm looking for.
Yeah. So, is it into many relationships? Yeah, that's not what I'm getting.
No. Definitely not. About relationships. It's just he's constantly like trying to like fix everything, and just nothing's really getting fixed. That's
I just got this image of a picturesque lily pond, a pond full of lily pads, and there's one particular frog that just is jumping from pad to pad to pad to pad to pad.
Right, and not getting any flies while the other frogs that are sitting there are getting full. And he's like, I'm so hungry. Why can't I get something? Yeah.
Thank you, Selkie. Yes, I do love my spirit work. There's nothing I like better. And I really love ghost busting. That's fun. If anybody's ever
watched to do that together.
I know the guy that's got all the equipment. We should do it. And I asked him to come on my show. If anybody's interested, I know someone that has all those, the little meters and lighty thingies and spirit box thingies. We've done a couple of ghost busts together, paranormal explorations together, but he has different goals than I have. If anybody ever watches Rescue Mediums, I love that. And if anybody would like to hear the guy talk about his little boxes and things and little meters, pop a comment in, because I've asked him if he would come on, and he agreed, but he says he's not a speaker. And I say, you don't have to speak. I'll interview you. You just answer the questions.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is if we got to go to interviewer, it doesn't matter if you're a speaker or not, because you're going to be answering the questions, and there's the speaking part.
Well, I'll see if I can talk him into coming on our next live. And if he has a guy with him, he's used to being about the only guy in the room with all the spiritual stuff. But if there's another guy in the room, maybe he'll feel supported. I don't think that would stop him if you weren't there, but who knows? It might work. We'll see if we can make it happen.
You're welcome, Angie.
Yes, and if anybody else, we still have about 10 minutes. If anybody else has any follow-ups to any of their questions, or if anybody else would like something. I had a friend here that started ghost busting with his kids, and he would go to certain places on the reservation. Where the events happen, and instruments he brought were going crazy. Yes.
You can believe it.
Yes. Yeah, they're wonderful. It's so much fun to watch them. Rodney has this thermal imaging thing that on an iPad, it will show the outlines of a non-physical being.
Bye, Jilly. Cool. Have a good meditation.
All right, Jilly. Thanks for coming. Red Bean said I had 2 sightings, but that's when I was I froze for a minute.
I heard like metallic ding, 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 ding. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh yeah, let's do some ghost busting and film it. Book white, and there is what's going on. Is Rodney is happy. He was happy to sit there and with the gauges and to get the confirmation on the beings there. That was fulfilling for him, and for me, I wanted to put it on film so we could put it up on YouTube. And he said he didn't want to buy any more equipment, and I said we just need somebody to hold a phone. And so we ran into an impasse on that, but we'll see.
I went hiking last Sunday in a place called, on the map it's La Perouse, but the Hawaiians know it is, what is it? Kahiki Nui, I think is the actual Hawaiian name, Kahiki Nui. And it's an ancient Hawaiian village down there. And I know the Hawaiian name now because my friend who's Hawaiian posted, I posted the pictures, and she was like, "Oh, Kahiki Nui looks beautiful, right?" And she says that she's got thousands of ancestors buried there, right? Because it was a bustling, one of the main towns for the Hawaiians 1,000 years ago. So when we were there, I definitely felt their eyes watching us the whole time we were hiking. Hi.
Oh yeah. When I first moved here, my guy and I would camp down there all the time. I used to be able to drive in there, and so we would camp in the Westphalia there all the time. And he could always hear people walking around, and there wasn't anybody there, but he could hear them walking around, night marchers and whatnot. That's super active there.
Yeah, I would say let's go down there, but I don't want to. I don't know. With the ancient Hawaiian spirits, you got to be careful because there's a lot of angry ones.
Yeah, I've gone down there. We did that. We did a full moon down there with the crew, and it was very quiet. They want nothing to do with us. That's the thing. I had so little information come through, and it was just pretty much about just honoring the space, paying respects, and yeah. So Angie says,
"Oh, interesting.
I saw a man standing in the bathroom as I entered my apartment. I learned afterwards there was a man who lived there and had passed away." Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and Selkie Field says that the Hermit's Cave and Becca Talks and Tarot have done ghost hunting and filmed it. Ooh, I have to go track that down. Whose channel was that film put up on? Do you know, Selkie? I'm guessing the Hermit's Cave. Yeah. If anybody's watched The Rescue Mediums, that's what I like to do. And yes, hi, Sadana. Thanks for popping in. We've got a couple, where are we? I can't even, today I don't even have a timer. Oh, there, I found it. Yeah, we've got a couple minutes if anybody's got another question. And if anybody never put my ring light on. Yeah. And if anybody ends up with a weak ghosty issue, give me a holla. I long distance is easy. The last banishment I did a couple weeks ago, my father and my grandfather came in and helped. So yeah. I'm being told I should pull one of these cards for us for the week. That sounds great. I love that. So I'm still learning this deck. It's brand new. It was a Kickstarter done by the same guys who did the Ethereal Visions Tarot. And it's I don't know per se that it's really meant to be used by itself. I feel like it's more of a companion deck, but I don't know. I'm getting to know it, and it's just gorgeous artwork. So gorgeous. And one of the cards came about because I suggested it. So I've got
emotional connections to the deck now.
Well, that's cool.
They put in.
Bye, Kristen.
Oh, interesting. So the card I pulled for us is the horn. I love that bling.
That is really pretty.
So let me look up the horn. The problem is this is not alphabetized and there's no table of contents. So
okay, so Selkie said that the video is on Simon's channel. Okay. So we'll have to, you know, I'm going to be at the Hermit's Cave shortly.
Here we go. The horn. The maiden holds a horn from a ram between her arms. Rays from the sun radiate behind her. Many cultures associate blowing from a ram's horn with many events and traditions throughout generations. The sound heralds the arrival of the new moon, of victory and significant change. For those who receive the call, there could be a new phase of their journey approaching. Perhaps an obstacle they have been facing will be conquered or surpassed. It brings a strong message. Do not ignore it. What will it advise you to do? Meanings. Rise to meet a challenge. Something new is on the horizon for you. Very fitting for everything we've been talking about. Even kind of fits with every reading we gave today. And it's the first day of Hanukkah where they blow the shofar specifically to start the high holy days. So there you go. Got that horn blowing. Cool.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's such a gorgeous deck. I mean, got the white buffalo.
Wow. So pretty.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for both of the decks I ordered. One was supposed to be here several days ago, and the other one hasn't even shipped yet. Amazon is sitting on it because I won't join Prime, so they're. Oh, Griffin, I want that one. Give him to me. Mine.
Yeah, so let me show you the card that I got put in here, if I can find it quickly. Oh, this is a gorgeous card too, though. I know you're going to love it. Miss Loves to Swim.
That's my sister right there. Pisces. That's pretty. Really pretty. Beautiful art.
This card is in the deck because of me.
Oh. Nice. Nice.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing more cakey turtles. So like when and so a baby turtle is platter size instead of
coffee table.
Tire. Coffee table. Yeah. So platter size. I've been seeing a lot of them lately, which is a really good sign. Usually you see just the big ones. The other ones didn't make it. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we have all those tourists like tormenting them right now. So.
Yeah. And boats, and not as many boats because they stay on the surface. They're on the surface of the water for the first 2 to 3 years before they go deep. So there's a lot of them that don't, are preyed upon by birds or carnivorous sea critters. So yes, okay. So the turtles are doing well. We're doing well. We have some very nice things to look forward to this week for the rest of the week. And Jonathan, thank you, and thank everyone who's come.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me. Thank you, everybody.
So always a great way to start the day. So
and it's daylight.
And it's daylight. Yeah. So thank you very much. Look for our next live on Jonathan's channel on the 4th Tuesday. What's the date on that one? The 20th.
That would be the 22nd, I believe.
22nd. Okay, cool. So we will see you soon there.
Just a few days before Christmas.
Yeah. And until then, thanks everyone for stopping in. Thanks for your questions, and we will see you soon. A hui ho.
Aloha.